Reflection in 3 minutes or less. I'm not one for doing New Year's resolutions because I typically fail at them within the first week since I'm a perfectionist and I often set my goals high without taking into account whether or not I can realistically meet them. But this year, I've substantially lowered my expectations and lowered the pressure on myself. And instead of putting so much emphasis and pressure on trying to improve myself, and yes, I know I'm not perfect, and I'll continue to work on doing little things to be better, but instead of overemphasizing that, I've decided I want to spend this year focusing on God's love. I want to learn to embrace God's love for me on a daily basis, and this means taking small steps to show myself love and compassion. Growing up, I was taught not to love myself. My mother's love was limited and conditional and ever-changing, and the God that I was taught to believe in loved me, but in spite of me, meaning I was taught that I was so horrible, and to be fair, humanity in general, not just me, was so horrible and sinful that we deserved to be tortured for all eternity in hell. But hey, God loved us anyway. When you are told over and over again that you are not worthy of love and you are a burden, you carry that with you. Not to mention that I'm also queer, and I had been taught growing up that being queer was an affront to God and was more evidence of my sinful nature. But even after leaving a toxic family member, leaving that fundamentalist Christian congregation, and rejecting non-affirming theology, I have still struggled with rejecting the lies that I'm a burden, that I am difficult to love. So this year I've decided I'm going to focus on showing care and compassion to myself, on embracing God's love that knows no bounds. And I know I'm not the only person to struggle with embracing God's love for myself. I see it on a daily basis that there are people who are so invested in believing a God whose love is conditional and limited that they try to force that belief on others. And there are others who are deconstructing and leaving toxic beliefs behind, but are still struggling to understand how loved they are. So join me on this journey of accepting God's radical love. And here's the thing, there is no failing this resolution because God's love will always be there. And there will always be unlimited opportunities to embrace God's love. I don't know what this year will hold, but what I do know is that God is with us and that nothing, not the world falling apart, not the hateful words of others, not our own self-loathing can separate us from God's love.